Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Carol, the Crafting Mama, and so far I've just been talking about what diamond painting is, the very basics of diamond painting, but today I'm going to talk about and show how to get yourself ready to do your first diamond painting by doing what they call kitting up. You're going to get your kit all up and ready to start your diamond painting. And I've shown this design before, and so this is my next project I'm going to be working on. So let's get into it, and I'll show you what I mean by kitting up. So we're gonna get my kit all ready. And like I said, I've already shown you these beautiful flowers before, the pattern on it, the canvas on it. I'm just gonna move that off to the side so that I can get my diamonds. And once again, there's your basic toolkit ready to go. And if you are brand new and this is the first time you're watching any kind of video on diamond painting, everything that you absolutely need to have for diamond painting comes in your kit. It comes with your basic standard kit. So a diamond painting pen with a little squeegee to make your fingers more comfortable. And this is where you put your wax. You get a container with 2 patties of wax, and just remember there is that plastic to keep the wax dry that you need to peel up before you start doing. And then a tray or a boat. And these are one of my favorites that have the nozzles, so they're easy to pour in. But since I've been diamond painting a while and I like the bigger ones, I'm going to be using my giant boat to help us here. And that was just an extra purchase that I made, but you're going to get your diamonds or your drills all out and ready. And no, I'm not just throwing stuff on the floor. I do have a trash can by me, so that's one thing, is to make sure you've got a trash can or a bowl or something that you can throw all your extra trash in, because when you kit up, there is quite a bit of trash. And if you'll see here, I've already done the A101 in a different video, and when I was showing how to actually just get things going. But each bag that your diamonds come in is labeled. It's got A101. A lot of times they will have like your kit number, but this one does not, so you do need to be careful with that. And this is a Diamond Dots company, and so Diamond Dots always uses a different number that is only for their kits, the Diamond Dots collection. And that's this 8021 is this number 21. So that will tell you exactly which symbol you're looking for on your canvas. And I am going to be using, this is what, when I'm getting ready to start a project, I kit up, and I kit them up into my working containers. So these, I've already labeled most of them with just a sticky, and this box of containers did come with actually a 2-sided sheet, double-sided, so twice as large sheet of stickers that you can write on. And what I do, and everybody does it a little bit differently, especially if it's a Diamond Dots or not a Diamond Art Club in particularly, I just put the 2, which is going to be this A02 on it. And in my container I also have my current project, which is my Diamond Art Club horse that I'm working on, and they've made it where you can actually pull them up. Their labels are already pre-sticky, so they're stickers, and so it has their number 1, like this is the first color in your kit, the symbol, this one just happens to be a 1, and then what you call your DMC code, which is 134. So when it's a Diamond Art Club, I'll just use those, because then that gives me everything I need. Okay, and so what you need to do to just get started, you're going to need a pair of scissors. Now those do not come in your Diamond Art kit, but I figure everybody's probably got a pair of scissors or kitchen shears somewhere around the house that they can use to cut anything. And they just cut off into simple bags like this. and you just go to town. Now, what I use, and this came in my case that has my containers in it. So this was an extra purchase because, as I've said in previous videos, you can just use either baggies. A lot of kits will come with a small set of baggies. They don't have all that you need for that kit, but it does get you something to get started. You can use little sandwich baggies, anything that you need. You can buy bags like this on Amazon. You can probably find them at craft stores as well. I do a lot of shopping on Amazon, so I'll mention Amazon quite a bit just because I know I can find them there. So you can kit into these so that you don't have to buy special containers yet to get started. But since I do have them, I am going to be kitting up in these. And this cute little funnel, collapsible funnel, came in my case that has 60 jars. And it came with this, so it just collapses into this, and then you can just push them out. Some are square, and some I've seen are circle ones, so, but it didn't really matter. You can just do that, so then you don't have to keep pouring into your boat. But because I tend to be a messy pourer, I like to put my container in my tray or my boat just to catch anything that might spill over, because I don't always get it in the best shot. And then just take it, and you can either cut straight across. I tend to do like a corner, so not as much is there. And then put it in your garbage bin or your little garbage bowl, whatever you have set to do it. And just simply pour them in. You can see they're all in there. And then just get it up. And there's going to be a lot of this number 2 color because of the amount of diamonds. See, and as I said, I spilled a few. I actually did better than I usually do. I've only spilled 4. And so then you can, if you, like me when I first started, I poured everything into my boat, and then down the spigot and in. So that is the basics of how you kit up. And I'm going to kit up this kit and show you just a few more times. I probably won't do the whole thing on camera just because it gets a little tiresome unless you guys want to just hear me talk about my family. But so I'm just going to do these. Like I said, most of them I already have labeled as just the generic what number it is in the pack, and I do it that way. That way I don't have to keep peeling off the stickers, getting new and put new stickers on with either their symbol or their Diamond Dots or Diamond Art Club DMC number. That way I don't have to go through as many stickers. So that's what I do. So I don't know, I hope everyone is having a good day. It's still early here when I'm actually doing the video, and my family is still asleep, which that tends to be the best time for me to get videos done, is while everybody else is still in bed or passed out on the floor. Actually, today my daughter Tori is actually in bed. A lot of times she'll sleep out just on the floor with her blanket in the living room. That's either she plays and she just literally collapses there, and it's easier to do it that way than it is to try to wake her up and move her somewhere else. And I don't know about everyone else in their families. I know a lot of families are on, and most families are on a strict bedtime schedule. Well, my kids both have some issues, and so their clocks are all messed up right now, and they have been in a pattern of staying up literally all night long and then falling asleep between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning. So, and No, I don't need any comments on how to raise my kids. It's just how our family has to work because of some issues that my kids have. And yes, they do school. We are a homeschooling family, so that's why it can work for us that they're up all night and then sleep later in the day, just because of the fact that I can do school even at 9 o'clock at night if I need to. But anyway, so everybody is in their actual beds right now, getting some sleep done, getting some sleep. And my husband and I, we will take turns on who stays up with them so that then the other one can get some sleep at a decent time and not be quite so cranky when they have to be up all night or that. So my husband's in sleeping right now, and so it's just a real nice quiet time to be able to get things done. So, and I talk a lot about my kids just because they're my pride and joy, and we are an adoptive family, so both of my kids, they are full-blooded brother and sister, and they were both adopted pretty much at birth. We found out that we were getting my son about 7 hours before he was born. We got the call that there was somebody who was wanting to give their baby up for adoption, and would we want him. And then that birth mom got pregnant again, and our kids are exactly 15 months apart. So they're really close in age, and a lot of people, when I tell them they're 15 months apart, go, oh, how could you have them that close? Well, the secret is by adoption, because my body did not have to go through those changes twice in that fast of a time. But we found out after our daughter Victoria was born, about a month and a half later, but she was born 3 months early. So she was still in the hospital when we found out about her. So technically, we brought both kids home from the hospital. So that's just the way God blessed us to have our family. I was always wanting to do adoption. That was always part of my plan. And probably part of it is because both my mom and my aunt were adopted. So they kind of set that heritage of adoption in there for me. And I mean, for me, I love kids, and this is a great way to help kids that are in need and need a home. So this just worked perfect. And when I met my husband, I said, you know, I'm in the middle of adopting. I wanted to be a mom, and so I thought, okay, I'll adopt as a single woman and have my kids that way, because it didn't matter to me. I knew there were kids that needed homes. I knew I wanted to be a mom. And I'm just tapping these out because there's some static in this here. So I'm tapping them out so I don't get my colors mixed. And if you do spill and you don't have the boat, or you miss, like me, there's some over here, you can get your finger wet, and it's a little gross, but it's my mouth. Just tap it with your finger, do, as my mom would say, do like a mama kitty swipe with it, and pick them up and put them in there. So when I met my husband, I was in the process of adopting. I'd already been accepted by an agency to adopt, and so I basically told him on our first date that if you're not ready to be a dad, like tomorrow, because with adoption, you never know. You could be, a birth mom could choose you to be the parents the next day, or it could be years before you get the call that there's a baby waiting for you. So I said, if you're not ready to be like a dad tomorrow, then it was very nice meeting you. Go on and have a great life, kind of thing, because I was not going to be putting my adoption on hold for anything. And my husband was like, nope, I am perfectly fine being a dad in the family right away, so let's go on it. We did put our adoption on hold for about 6 months, just because we had to get a new home study done and stuff like that, and because my address was changing and that, but we just did what we had to do to get recertified as an adoptive home. and got the process under the way. And we've been married probably about 18 months when we got the call about our son Matthew being ready. And so it's a lot of fun. Can be a lot of trying times because it is hard. My kids do have some extra needs that they have just because of being in an adoptive home. And a lot of people don't realize that when you are adopting, even when you get them from birth, there's a pregnant mom who is thinking about adoption. There is a lot of turmoil in their life, as I can only imagine that it would be. And that actually gets passed on to the baby in utero. And so there was a lot of, stress of that, and both my kids were cesarean section, and they say that actually causes extra trauma. And then we've had a lot of trauma in my kids' life. We've had to move quite a bit because of jobs and circumstances and stuff like that, so that they haven't really been able to settle down roots. They've had a lot of their uncles have passed, and that's been traumatic, especially the one that they lived with the most, and they loved and knew the most. That one was a very unexpected death, and I do want to apologize right now to my sister that I hope I'm not triggering her by talking about this, but it is part of our history as well because of how much my kids love their Uncle Tony. So that was one thing. Okay, and as you can see on this one, it is as full as it can be, and we still got some diamonds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in a little spare baggie, and this one is, and then I'll take one of my stickers and write it, and this one is just, I always am going to do, if I can get my Sharpie to work here, I do need to get a new Sharpie soon, number 2, and then I'm going to do its code number, which is 8062, so, and then just put that sticker on the baggie. So that's how I do it when I first started, and I didn't have a cool little kit like that. And as I was talking, I messed it up because it's not number 2, it's number 9. So I'll just fix that. I can turn my 2 into a 9, no problem. I poured them into my boat, and then get this open, and then just tap them like that. Sometimes they get stuck, and get these 2 wayward ones, and actually this one is a great example of another technique to use. Okay, so this guy right here, he's more in the form of a complete ball, and he just went running off camera. Let me grab him again. He is a perfect circle. So basically what has happened here is he's gotten 2 diamonds stuck together, and that happens, and they have something called a grinder where you can put them in and it will separate those for you if they're connected together. But I was watching a YouTube video by Miss Coffee, and she said what they do is they just take an empty pill bottle, put a nickel in there, and then you can stick that in there, and you shake them up. This is the first time I'm doing it, so let's see if it works. And the other one is stuck in there, but they do come completely apart. So that's one way to do that. And there is a straggler, a color from, you can see that there's a yellow inside my pinks, which that's common. So when you see that, and if they're on your tray or whatever, you can just pull that out and throw that in your trash. I'll get that when I start this kit and get it going. So that's how you can do that, and almost got that first roll of ones done. So just sit and you do this until you get them all done. I think that's been a good amount of time of you watching the process of how to do it and learn a little bit more about my Matthew and my Victoria. That we are an adoptive homeschool family, which is really cool, and they are my life. Sometime I will tell you, if you want, the full story of how we got Matthew, because he did not come the way we were planning on it at all. So it was just, they are truly my biggest blessing. So if you enjoyed this video, I'm going to stop here just because I've still got like 17 more colors to go. We did 10 of them together, and I think that will show you the basics of how to kit them up, and so that then once you get it kitted up, this is how you get the starting of your diamond painting, and then from there you can go ahead and actually start your diamond painting of putting drills onto your canvas. But that will be another video. There is a small, I placed one, I think it was just one drill down in the how-to diamond paint video that I did a couple of days ago. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Please remember to subscribe to become part of the Crafting Mama family, and hit the notification bell so then you can be notified anytime I upload a video. And I do want to thank you very much for watching, and just have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you on my next video. Thank you.